folks, today we're excited to welcome to the studio one of our fellow Northern News Now employees.
She's one of our awesome reporters all the way from Detroit, Michigan, and a graduate of Southern Connecticut State University. We have Taryn Simmons here with us today. Thank you so much for being here, Taryn.
Hi, I'm excited to eat this.
I know, you're the one behind these incredible desserts, and we're going to talk a whole lot more about them in just a couple minutes. We're going to try not to eat them before we get to learn a little bit about you as a person. How have you enjoyed your time in Duluth so far?
I like it. Honestly, today is super like nice outside. It looks like spring. I'm so glad it's not snowing because I hate snow and I cannot drive in the snow.
You had it pretty easy this winter so far, Taryn.
They're good.
Yeah, right? Oh.
But you're used to the snow a little bit because you've spent some time in, Michigan and Connecticut, right?
Yeah. So like when it would snow in Connecticut and Michigan, it's nothing compared to like Minnesota snow. Like I heard that last year in Minnesota, it's like the worst winter ever. I was like, you know what? I'm so glad I did not graduate in 2022.
You got good timing there, Taryn. That's perfect. But we did some digging on your bio a little bit here, and according to your bio, you can speak Mandarin. Is that true?
Yes.
A little bit anyway?
Wow.
So how did you learn that? Where did you learn that from?
For 4 years in high school. I can introduce myself. Okay, 1, 2, 3.大家好，我的名字是 Taryn Simmons. 我学中文4年.
Wow. I'm so impressed that, you learned that in high school and you still remember it now, because a lot of my Spanish that I took away from high school and college has been wiped from my memory. But that's fantastic. What made you want to study Mandarin?
My school offered they offered Arabic, French, Spanish, Chinese, Italian. I took Italian, but then I realized I just couldn't pronounce it that well. And then my friend in high school was like, I'm taking Chinese, so you should take it too. And I was like, okay, because we didn't have that many classes together. And I was like, you know what? I got this one class with this girl. Her name is Haley Yan. And I wanted to be there with her. So I was like, you know what? Let me learn it. And I've made a lot of friends from Chinese class. Like most of my friends are Chinese Americans, but they don't speak Mandarin Chinese though. They speak Cantonese, which is a different dialect of Chinese.
I bet it sounds very different.
It does sound very different. And I used Chinese a lot when I used to work at the casino in Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
There were a lot of Chinese speakers, and if they spoke Cantonese, I'd be like, I can't understand you, but I'm gonna find somebody else who can.
I should ask too, what did you say when you were introducing yourself there a minute ago?
Oh, I was saying
English.
I was saying, hello, my name is Taryn Simmons. I studied Chinese for 4 years.
Wow.
And it was actually Chinese New Year about 2 Saturdays ago. So you guys gonna learn how to say Happy Chinese New Year in Mandarin?
Okay, absolutely.
Okay. So I'm gonna go 新年快乐. So it's like 新年快乐. 新年快乐.
新年快乐.
Good job.
We got it down.
Awesome.
That's super cool.
And it sounds like back in college too, you were on your school's YouTube series as a co-anchor. What did you do for that? I think maybe we have some video. Is that right?
No! There it is.
No!
That's awesome.
No!
Fantastic. I don't know what you're saying no about. You were owning it. Is this when you got into journalism?
Yeah. Oh, you guys are getting on me.
What made you want to study journalism?
It's because I was really big into Wattpad and I liked writing stories.
Oh.
And then I remember one time I was working, I've had a plethora of jobs. I worked at KFC Taco Bell and somebody said, you look like you belong on TV. And I was like, you know what, okay.
Hey, that's a pretty nice compliment.
Exactly.
Very nice. And look at you now on TV.
Yep.
You'll love to see it. And February, of course, is Black History Month as well. So you wanted to introduce us to some dishes that have meant a lot to your family over time. So tell us about these fantastic desserts that you so kindly made for us to try today.
Yeah, so this first one is a Southern pound cake, and I add a little twist to it. I put strawberry strawberry jam icing on it, and then this one right here is sweet potato pie.
Oh my gosh.
It's made of sweet potatoes, butter, sugar, eggs, and a little bit of baking powder, and they're all homemade. They took me 4 hours exactly to make because I set a timer, because I asked my grandmother, and I was like, do you know how long I'm supposed to keep them in for? She said, I don't know, just keep looking at them. And I was like, okay.
Keep looking at them.
Just keep looking at them, basically.
That's always, a motherly instinct to pass on to their daughter, too, when they're baking. It's like, oh, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out as you go. I'm like, oh, man, will I? But let's take a bite now, finally. I know we've been very anxious to try your work, Taryn. So tell us a little bit about too, like about the tradition of this baking with your mom and your grandma and your great aunts.
So for sweet potato pie actually is a culturally Black American dish. We don't normally eat pumpkin pie, which is something that I've heard like a lot from people saying like, oh, like you should really try pumpkin pie. I've never tried it before, and I probably should now that I'm like talking about it. I'm sorry. I'm salivating over this.
Amazing. Look at that.
So excited to try your pie. Okay, so we're gonna take a bite here. I'll let you take the first bite,
Okay,
Taryn.
because I don't know what it tastes like.
I'm sure it's delicious. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's good.
Okay. Oh, you're right.
Oh yeah.
I could have a lot of this.
Seriously.
It's good.
Oh my God. Okay, but we're gonna try the pound cake too.
We'll probably might have to try that during the break. We're just about out of time here, but.
Ma'am, thank you so much, Taryn, for joining us today. These are fantastic. We're gonna share the recipes on our web story at northernnewsnow.com.